We're now going to talk about the more detailed part of opening a back wall to give it a real sense of three-dimensionality. Let's get started. So I've now put in some marks, which I'm going to use to indicate scale. The usual way I do it is each one of these spaces is a ½ inch, and that means that since we have 8 of them here, this wall in real life in scale would be 8 feet tall from top to bottom. That's kind of the standard room size that you would find in the average home being built today. I'm now going to blow open the wall. I will decide right here to use, say, 2 feet in on both sides and then a foot down. So I'm going to look at this mark here, which is a foot down from the ceiling, and that will be the top of my cut through. Let me see if I can perfect this corner a little bit. Once again, this is very hard to do on an iPad and get exactly right, so you're going to have to bear with me. I do want it to look a little bit more crisp for our next step. All right, so now we're going to go on and we're going to make this look more three-dimensional. So we're going to take out this line once again, and we now know that this wall has to have some dimension. Now, we had originally on this back wall a vanishing point. So let me go back just really quickly to where this vanishing point would have been. If you watched my other video, we would have had a vanishing point at about 5 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've now looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you know what? I'm going to put this at 5 feet, which is right there, and I'm going to center it. So there's my vanishing point. So once again, I'm going to put this in so it's 1 foot down, and all right, I'm going to make it 1 foot in on this side and 2 feet in on this side. That'll give you a little bit more room to see what I'm doing. All right, so now I'm going to start by drawing some orthogonals, which will allow me to give this cut through a little bit of three-dimensionality. So I'm not going to go way back because this is not going to be a huge wall. I've just gone back to the vanishing point. This is an orthogonal that I'm drawing, but I'm only going to make it a little bit of a line. Now I'm going to come over to this corner and make an orthogonal. Then I'm coming over here and I'm drawing an orthogonal, and I'm going to finish up here with an orthogonal. That is to say that I've just drawn 4 lines which go to the vanishing point, as you can see, with a little bit of difficulty. All right, so once we have that, now I just need to stop the box in space. So over here on the right, we have a vertical line for the wall, so I'm going to draw up vertical line here. And then I'm going to draw across horizontal, because the back of my wall is a horizontal. And then I'm going to draw another vertical down here. And by doing so, I think you can see quite clearly that I now have something that does look as though it is opened up. It does look as though this wall does go back in space. Now, here's the tricky thing. If we are looking at this wall over on the right and this wall over on the left, continuing into another room, then we need to use those wall lines. That is to say, we need to use this original orthogonal, this original orthogonal, this and this original orthogonal to continue our room into the back room. So I'm going to switch over lightly. I'm going to put in some green dots, which I'm trying to make orthogonals. All right, so if you could see through the wall, then you would see this line going to the vanishing point. And then I would continue this back toward the vanishing point like that, but not all the way to the vanishing point. And of course, this line should have started at that wall. I'll fix that later. All right, same thing on this side. I would want this continuing on like that. I'm not going to draw all the way to the vanishing point. I'm now taking this corner right here, and I'm continuing that so that it does go to the vanishing point. And I'm going to take this one, which appears to be a little bit off, so I'm going to really quickly redraw that so that it's a little bit more accurate. And now that I've got that more orthogonal, I can continue this on like that. Now the thing that you should notice here is that these lines don't necessarily wind up touching these corner lines, especially not here. Remember, this wall here has absolutely nothing to do with what will be the back wall. In order to finish this up, very simply, we're going to decide how big the back wall is. We draw a vertical, horizontal, vertical, and horizontal. And we stop at those orthogonals. Now, it's not a good idea to erase your vanishing point if you're going to be putting anything in this room, like furniture or anything else that might require a vanishing point. But at this point, I'm going to erase it just so that you can see the illusion of space. I'm going to put this in, and I'm going to, and you should not do this, I'm going to actually darken this back wall so that you can see that by getting these lines going only orthogonal, horizontal, and vertical, we have indeed created the illusion of a room with a back wall that has been opened up and with the walls continuing. Once again, this wall is this wall, this wall is this wall. This line should feed into this line should feed into this line, this should feed into this line, and this should feed into this line, and all of these lines should be orthogonals. Once again, this line over here, this line over here, this line over here, and this line over here are also orthogonals, but since they're not coming from here, they really, really don't have anything at all to do with these lines. All right, I think that's about it. Have fun discovering how wonderful it is to be able to create this really deep illusion of space in one-point perspective. Have fun.